What's going on, you guys? Mr. Grail here, and WrestleMania 40 is right around the corner. It is happening this weekend, and it is taking place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where we saw Rocky become victorious and become the megastar that he is. And then we also know that it's going to take place at Lincoln Financial Field, where the Philadelphia Eagles have played football since forever. And it's going to be a huge event. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a list of WWE Funko Pops that you guys should add to your collection after WrestleMania 40. Let's get to it. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. And today I'm giving you guys a list of WWE Funko Pops to collect after WrestleMania 40, and also I'm gonna give you guys predictions for each match, so stay tuned for that as well. But let's get into the list, and the first one I'm gonna give you guys is the Black Pants WWE exclusive John Cena Funko Pop. Now this isn't the Grail, the whole blue jeans green cap one. This is the second most expensive one, but this is the one I think you should get because more people can actually afford this pop. And the thing is, John Cena does not have much time left in WWE. He said it many times over and over. He's really involved in Hollywood. And we kind of saw last year with this match against Austin Theory that he's just not conditioned to wrestle much anymore. But the fact is, he is going to have a part of WrestleMania 40. Now, what is it going to be? We really don't truly know. Could he interfere in a very big match? Maybe. Or could he have just a small part? Either way, it's going to be special to see John Cena, someone who carried the company for almost 10 plus years. And he's arguably the GOAT of all WWE because of what he did and what he did for the fans. So you gotta respect John Cena for that. And this Funko Pop's only going for about $300 right now, which is on the low point, because like he said on Logan Paul's podcast, he feels like his time is coming up when it comes to wrestling. And once he retires, these Funko Pops are gonna blow up. So you're gonna wanna add this to your collection after WrestleMania 40 because that's just one step sooner to John Cena retiring, and it's gonna be the end of an era. And it's going to be sad for us to see, but you know what? Get your John Cena's as quickly as possible because I truly do believe that it's going to appreciate in value very much after WrestleMania 40. And now we're going from one legend to another. And the next Funko Pop that I believe you guys should get after WrestleMania 40 is going to be The Undertaker. Now, this one's just a common Undertaker, but this happens to be the most expensive because this was released about 10 years ago. It is a great Funko Pop. It's pretty much the one where we saw Undertaker dominate the most. Obviously, The Undertaker's had an iconic career. He's highly regarded as the greatest big man of all time, maybe even the greatest superstar of all time because of his character and his longevity. But this Undertaker right here, the Phenom, was the one that everyone saw dominate, put on those great matches like with Shawn Michaels, Edge, Batista, CM Punk, all those guys. He put great matches on. And what's great about The Undertaker is that whenever it's WrestleMania season, we think of him. Even if he's retired or not, WrestleMania season belongs to The Undertaker. And also, he's indulging in podcasts now, so he's not going away, which means that no one's ever going to forget The Undertaker. And because of that, I truly feel like his pop's always going to go up in value. And I would get this one because it is the most rare pop and the most expensive, which means the most rare pops and most expensive pops are the ones that usually go up in value the most. So I would say get this Funko Pop. You're going to regret it if you do not, because it is going to be the highest prize Funko Pop for The Undertaker. Now, this next Funko Pop is trying to write his story so he can become a legend. And it's going to be the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Now, I talked about this one before, and I think that it's still quite undervalued, which is why I think it's a good time to get it right now. So right now, we're looking at the Cody Rhodes Walmart exclusive Funko Pop that's going for about $50. Now, this only came out about a year ago, but since that time, it's gone up about 20 bucks. Now, we all know that Funko Pops do not appreciate quickly. So this one, if you hold on to it for long enough, I do see that it's going to go up in value because I truly do believe that Cody Rhodes is going to be the next huge face in the company the way John Cena was. That's what they're prepping him for. And I do believe he's going to have a lot of success in WrestleMania 40. Now, does that mean he's going to leave as champion? I'm not saying that. I don't know. Maybe wait for my predictions after I do these Funko Pops. But really, at the end of the day, we really truly don't know what's going to happen with Cody Rhodes. But I have a good feeling he's going to be more popular than ever after WrestleMania 40, which is why I feel like you need to get this Funko Pop because pretty soon he's going to be so big that it's going to be too late. And you are going to wish you picked up this Funko Pop at the price that it's at now. So please do not regret your decision. Pick up this Cody Rhodes Funko Pop right now, please. Now, this next pop is fairly new and it's a Fanatics exclusive, and it's gonna be a 2-pack Jimmy and Jay Uso. And the reason why I feel like you should get this pop is because I feel like both these guys are about to shoot off into stardom. Now, we've already seen that with Jay Uso. He's really been called to main event Jey Uso. He's getting huge matches, and the fans are behind him. He even brought Yeet back, and I think they're waiting to bring Jimmy onto that same stratosphere. And I think it could happen at WrestleMania because of the fact that both these guys are great, talented wrestlers. Together, they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. If you look at this 2-pack, it is so great. It shows them in the bloodline. This is where we saw them actually getting the push that they deserved for so long and helping Roman Reigns retain the title for so many years. And now they're coming together to clash to see who the better brother is. And I truly believe this is going to be one of the most underrated high-star matches that we're going to see. And I truly believe that this will take not only Jey, but Jimmy to the next level. And I think after all these years, I would say these guys deserve their WrestleMania moment. So I'm really excited to see this match and also add this Funko Pop to my collection. Now, this next Funko Pop is going to be the voice of the voiceless. And yes, it is CM Punk. Now, we all know that CM Punk got hurt. He tore his tricep, which is why he's not on the card for WrestleMania, but he is going to be present. He said that he is going to do commentary for the Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins match. Now, we know that he has beef with both these guys. I do think the winner of this match is going to set up a championship match between them and CM Punk at SummerSlam, which is why I'm so excited for this match, and which is why I'm so excited for this Funko Pop, because right now, because CM Punk is hurt, I think it's on the low end, but we all know that CM Punk is back, and whenever he makes a return, this Funko Pop takes off. And if you take a look at it right here, it is the common CM Punk Funko Pop. Obviously the Grail one's too expensive. It's about $400. This one's more the $200 range, and I may or may not have added this to my collection, but I think it's a good one because of the fact that it is affordable right now. And I think CM Punk's only going to get bigger because as he returns, he's going to have more matches. He's going to be more over. He's already over as much as he can be in WWE. I feel like he is going to be pushed for more titles, which means that his Funko Pop's going to have a lot more prestige to it. So I think that before he comes back, you should collect this pop after WrestleMania 40, because if not, you're going to see a skyrocket and you're going to wish you had that Funko Pop when it was low. And this last Funko Pop may be a shocker to you guys, but it is going to be CM Punk's wife, AJ Lee. And this one's actually a Grail already. It's going for about $220 right now. And we all know when CM Punk was coming back, we all suspected that AJ Lee might come back when he debuted in AEW. And we saw her price point go from like $200 to $400 something because we all thought that AJ Lee was going to follow CM Punk to the wrestling ring. But obviously that didn't happen, so her Funko Pop plummeted a little bit. But then it started going back up again once CM Punk came back to WWE after Survivor Series. But guess what? If CM Punk can come back, we all know AJ Lee can come back, which makes it great. Now, also, CM Punk did say in an interview, I believe it was with Ringside Cage, he did say that we would probably not ever see AJ Lee, but the door is open and he would love to see it. And what kind of guy would not want to have his wife traveling with him? Which is why I think there is a huge chance that she can come back. And also, I don't know what you're thinking, but look at this picture of her right here. She's ripped. I don't think anyone's ripped like that for no reason. Obviously, people can just do it for health reasons, but she can come back and really dominate in the ring. I'm assuming she's ring ready. She's been training, so I truly do believe that there's a chance that she can come back. And when she does, her Funko Pop's gonna explode. So right now it's at the low end of about $220, and I think you should get it now because when she returns, you're gonna wish you had that Funko Pop. I guarantee it. All right, you guys, and that's the best Funko Pops that I think you guys should get for the WWE after WrestleMania 40, because I feel like those are gonna go up the most. But now we're gonna get to the fun part. We're gonna start talking about WrestleMania 40 predictions. Now, of course, we're gonna start with night one. Doesn't make sense to start with night two. But the first one I'm gonna talk about is Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar versus Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. Now, obviously, last year we had Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio, and I feel like that was a really, really good match. And I'm glad that Rey Mysterio won that match because he had just been inducted to the Hall of Fame. You can't have a man go into the Hall of Fame and then lose, right? So I think that was a great way to build up Dominic Mysterio too. And honestly, he just got more heat. And this year, he's still getting that much heat. And I love it because you don't see many heels get the heat that Dominic Mysterio is getting. And I think he's doing such a good job. And I'm actually a fan. I know not many people will say that, but I'm a fan of Dominic Mysterio, which is why I think he's going to win. Not because I'm a fan, but just because I feel like to establish him as an actual good heel in WWE, he already has the fans, right? But he has to start winning the matches. I think they're going to give him this match here because it will take him to a new level of heels. And he'll finally get even with his dad. Even though it wasn't one-on-one, just getting a victory against his dad is going to be huge for his career. And that's why I think it's going to be Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar winning Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. All right, guys, and this next match is going to be huge, and it's going to be for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. It's going to be a six-pack tag team ladder match, and we all know that ladder matches do very, very well at WrestleMania, and we have a lot of star power in this match. So let's go and look at the list real quick because it is a mouthful. So we have Judgment Day, which is going to be Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Then we have the Awesome Truth, which is going to be The Miz and R-Truth. Then we have DIY, which is Johnny Gargano and Compia. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. We have the New Day, which is Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. The New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. And then we have A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Now, there is a lot of athleticism in this match, which is why I feel like this is going to be one of the matches that is going to take the breath away from a lot of the fans. And let's talk about the winners. So my heart wants to go Awesome Truth because, well, they're old school. 2011, they were heels and they were so hilarious. And now 13 years later, they're faces, and I believe they deserve one more WrestleMania moment. I mean, The Miz has been disrespected for so long. It's time to give him a nice little highlight view for WrestleMania. And then the same thing with R-Truth. R-Truth is getting old and he's so hilarious, and I'm so glad he came back. And I think with his return, he most definitely should have a WrestleMania moment as well. I think this guy should have one more moment, but I do believe that it's going to be Judgment Day because they're the strongest full-time faction that we have right now. And it just doesn't make sense to take them off the top of the mountain. The only way I could see them losing is if Damian Priest was going to cash in. I don't think he should do that at WrestleMania because he's boring. We don't want boring cash-ins at WrestleMania. Maybe that's a Raw after WrestleMania moment, but not WrestleMania moment, which is why I feel like the Judgment Day will retain. I do believe that they'll somehow tease Awesome Truth winning, but I think last second Judgment Day is going to pull this one off, sadly. Now, this next match I'm really excited for at WrestleMania, and it's going to be the Battle of the Brothers, which is going to be Jay versus Jimmy Uso. Now, this one has been high on my list, and I truly do believe it's going to be a high-end match because they have done so much together. They stole the show last year against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. It was a 5-star match, and they can most definitely put on another 5-star match. There should have been better promos. There should have been more of a WrestleMania feel toward this. Like, there should have been sad stories. There should have been bonding stories. There should have been betrayal. There should have been all of that. And I feel like we didn't get it. And I feel like there's not enough steam onto this rivalry as there should be for this caliber of a match. Regardless of the lead up to WrestleMania, I do believe this match is going to deliver. And I do see Jimmy Uso coming on top. Jay, he is one of the top stars on Raw, whereas Jimmy has just been kind of an afterthought on the bloodline. So we need to put him on par with Jay, which is why I think he's going to win because it'll put him now in the same stratosphere as I said earlier in the video. So I think Jimmy needs this win, which is why I think he's going to win. And this will give the bloodline a lot of momentum going into WrestleMania 40. Now, this next match I think can also steal the show because Gunther is such a good wrestler and Sami Zayn is actually great as well. And I think that this match is going to live up to a hype that not many people expect. Now, let me tell you this right now. Everyone wanted Chad Gable to be in this position. And honestly, I truly believe that Chad Gable was the one that fit this very well because we needed someone to really take it to Gunther. Now, don't get me wrong. Sami Zayn, I love Sami Zayn, but WWE hasn't utilized him as a huge star to go on and win a major championship. And he deserves better. I truly, truly believe that. But for some reason, they don't want him to take the reins of WWE and just run with it. Like, they're not giving him that opportunity. So what's going to happen here is I think it's going to be a very, very close match, but Gunther's going to come out on top. I think what everyone wanted was for Chad Gable to do this, but since Chad Gable's not in this match, they're going to wait to take the title off of Gunther because he's been so dominant for so long. And I just don't think they built Sami Zayn to be that guy to take down a Titan like Gunther. But I do believe in the future, it's going to be Chad Gable that takes that title off of Gunther. I can't wait to see this match. Let me know what you guys think. Now we're jumping to one of the main events of the night, and it's going to be the Women's World Championship between Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch. And this one is going to be a great one because both these women are absolute icons for the company. And honestly, they're both still young. They both can still do so much more in this company. And honestly, I think that it's going to be a close match. And I think either woman can win this match, to be honest. But at the end of the day, when you think about it, you think about Rhea Ripley. She is literally the face of Raw other than Cody Rhodes. Becky Lynch is also a face, but she hasn't had the steam the way Rhea Ripley has. And honestly, I'm going to be real. I think when it comes down to this match, it's going to be very close. You're going to see a lot of near falls, and you're going to think that any woman's going to win at any given moment. So what's going to happen, in my opinion, is I think Rhea Ripley's going to win this match because Becky Lynch has nothing more to prove. If you're going to take the title off Rhea Ripley, you need to build someone up. Someone like a Jade Cargill. I think that would be someone who could take down Rhea Ripley. But Becky Lynch doesn't need it. She already had her WrestleMania moment when she won in the main event against Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair in WrestleMania 35. I don't think she needs another WrestleMania moment. She's already built. She already has a brand. Everyone loves Becky Lynch. She doesn't need this, which is why I think Rhea Ripley's going to win this because she is so huge. She's head of the most dominant full-time faction in WWE. And I think that's why Rhea Ripley will walk out as champion. And now we have the main event of night one, which is going to be Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Now, this Rock that we got is probably the best Rock I've ever seen. And let me tell you, I'm a huge fan right now, especially hearing the Hollywood theme. Man, it brings nostalgia to my heart. It makes me feel like a little kid again. And I think that neither team deserves to lose this match. But we have to go with what makes sense. The fact is, we can't envision either team losing. We can't envision Cody losing because it will take away his momentum heading into WrestleMania Night 2 versus Roman Reigns. But we can't picture The Rock or Roman Reigns losing because The Rock's the final boss and Roman Reigns hasn't lost in forever. And The Rock, honestly, if he loses, do we see him Night 2? We don't know because remember, no bloodline interference. We can't see The Rock lose and we don't see him Night 2, right? He's too big of a star to not appear in WrestleMania as much as possible. So which is why I do believe that somehow, some way, I see The Rock and Roman Reigns winning this, making it bloodline rules for Night 2 against Cody Rhodes. Now, who's going to take the pin? I think it's going to be Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins doesn't have much to lose. He's already a champion. He doesn't have this momentum going the way Cody Rhodes does. And we've seen Seth Rollins do so many great stuff already. He doesn't lose anything by getting pinned, especially by two of the biggest legends of all time. And I think it's just good for the bloodline because it gives them confidence to stack the odds against Cody Rhodes as they enter into Night 2 in the main event. So I think this is going to be great. I do think that it is the best route to go with the bloodline winning. So that way Night 2 becomes a lot more interesting. Now, if you disagree, let me know in the comment section below. Now, I know I didn't mention every match from Night 1 today, but I only wanted to mention the ones that I felt were going to define WrestleMania for Night 1. Now we're going to jump ship to Night 2. The first match I want to talk about is going to be LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Now, this is going to be a great match, and I'm glad LA Knight is going against a superstar like AJ Styles, who can really put on a huge performance with a broom, right? And I'm not saying LA Knight's a good wrestler or not a good wrestler. Now, he has the charisma, he has the promos, and he has the gravitational pull on the fans. But other than that, he really just needs that extra help in the ring to make it a phenomenal match. And I do think it's going to be a phenomenal match because AJ Styles is one of the best to do it. Now, when it comes to the winner of this match, it has to be LA Knight. If he's going to become the mega star, if he's going to be the next face of the WWE with Cody Rhodes, he needs a match like this, whereas AJ Styles doesn't. He's already established. He's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And I think that this will be a good wrestler for LA Knight to put behind him so he can move forward and be one of the best wrestlers on the roster. And now we're jumping to Io Sky versus Bayley. And I really like this because Bayley has deserved so much more in WWE. Of course, she's already had success, but out of the 4 horsewomen, I feel like she's had the most lackluster career, which is saying a lot because Bayley has done a lot in WWE, but she never really had her WrestleMania moment, which is why I feel like she's gonna have it this time, especially after getting kicked out by Damage Control. As we've seen, stars who get kicked out by their groups tend to do well at WrestleMania, such as Batista and Evolution, Randy Orton against Legacy. They won that match. And then Seth Rollins, when he broke up the Shield, he went on to win the WrestleMania match as he cashed in. Is probably the most iconic cash in of all time. I think Bayley's going to win this match because she hasn't been given that spotlight that she deserves. Io Sky is great, but I feel like she has so much of her career left to have that moment. I think this is time for Bayley. And next we have Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Now, in my heart, I truly do feel that Kevin Owens deserved better. And I feel like they didn't have a plan for him because they just threw him into this match. Logan Paul cost Randy Orton a title shot at Elimination Chamber, and it was going to be Logan Paul versus Randy Orton for the US Championship. But I think what's happening here is I think Kevin Owens is going to be the guy who takes the pin here because they may want to save Logan Paul for Cleveland at SummerSlam, and LA Knight may be the guy to do it. And they can't really have Randy Orton just come back and lose, right? So I think the one that's going to take the fall here is Kevin Owens. So I could see a situation where like Randy Orton RKOs Kevin Owens, and then Logan Paul comes and like maybe throws him out of the ring or hits a move on him and then takes the pinfall there. I do believe it's creative that wants Logan Paul to win because they do want to have Logan Paul go into SummerSlam as a champion and have LA Knight beat him after a long legitimate run. And the co-main event is gonna be Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this can go either way, but I have to say that I think the steam for Seth Rollins being champion is kind of running out. And Drew McIntyre has been an amazing heel. He's been amazing on social media. I actually love this version of Drew McIntyre. And honestly, Drew McIntyre never truly got his WrestleMania moment. Did he win the title against Brock Lesnar? Yes, but it was in front of virtual fans who were not there to cheer him on and celebrate his moments. And I believe this time he's going to have his moment and beat Seth Rollins. And what makes this even better is we're going to have CM Punk doing commentary in this match. And I think this sets the tone for SummerSlam as well, because CM Punk is projected to be back from his torn tricep by SummerSlam, which means I do feel Drew McIntyre is going to win and then have his match against CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. And I truly do feel that Drew McIntyre is going to win this match with some help. I do think the Bloodline is going to step in and help Drew McIntyre win. Even though I don't think he needs it, I do think he can win clean. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do have strong faith that Drew McIntyre will win this match and establish himself as the most dominant wrestler on Raw. And lastly, we have the main event for night 2, which was also the main event for last year's WrestleMania, and it's gonna be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And as I mentioned, the Bloodline won the tag team match in night 1, which means Bloodline rules and all the odds are stacked against Cody Rhodes. Now, how does this work out for Cody Rhodes? I think what's gonna happen is the Bloodline's gonna terrorize Cody Rhodes, and it's gonna make it look really bad and bleak, and it looks like he's gonna lose the title again for the second straight time, and it looks like his story is gonna end like this again. But the only thing that gives me hope is the fact that they are rumoring a huge Rock versus Roman Reigns match for WrestleMania 41. The only way I truly believe it gets to this point is if The Rock turns on Roman Reigns and costs him the title against Cody Rhodes so he could finish his story and set up a match against The Rock for next year's WrestleMania. It would only make sense because The Rock is so huge and you don't need the title to have a Rock versus Roman Reigns match. It's two legends going against each other. They don't need anything else but just their names alone. And I think that that will set up a good main event match for next year's WrestleMania. And then this will also set Cody off to be the face of WWE and be the new John Cena, the new Roman Reigns, the big guy for our company. And that's how I see night 2 ending for WrestleMania. But I do have one thing I do want to mention for the Raw after WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes needs a new opponent after Roman Reigns, because let's face it, Roman Reigns is part-time. He's not going to come back and re-challenge Cody Rhodes for the title. I truly feel what's going to happen is Damian Priest is going to come in and try to cash in on Cody Rhodes some way, somehow. Maybe Cody Rhodes has a match as a champion, someone beats him down, and next thing you know, Damian Priest tries to cash in. I could see that happening. I'd rather it happen on Raw than WrestleMania for Damian Priest because, like I said, it's boring. I could see that happening, and that could become Cody Rhodes' next big feud. All right, you guys, that's my Funko Pops to buy after WrestleMania 40 and also my WrestleMania predictions. Now, if you agreed with me or you disagreed, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for all you guys do, and enjoy WrestleMania this weekend. It's going to be amazing. Have a great day. Bye-bye.